Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new live testing match. Here we are with another post Power of the Elements match. Here we have DDDs on the left versus Tri-Brigade Spright. That's right, Spright on the right. Try a Spright Cranberry. Just kidding. Gonna be an interesting matchup. You guys enjoy. I also uploaded my first ever YouTube short yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that. Gonna be trying to make a lot more of those and just see how they do on the channel and see how you guys like them. So be on the lookout for those. Got tons of ideas for, short format stuff. So I think it's gonna be like kind of a new chapter on the channel, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. All sorts of different stuff, guys. Like all sorts of different things coming. So again, keep an eye out. Getting back to the game here, though, we are gonna see my man Partho go first here, winning the die roll. Starting off with a little fusion summon for Genghis, and then into the old Copernicus, Lamia, getting the, Cerberus on field to go for that early Baron play to go ahead and protect that Gilgamesh play. Going to go ahead and take 1,000, go ahead and scale up from the deck. Yep, that's right. Get any two DDDs into the scale, or DDs, I guess. Yeah, it would have to be DD, because one thing too, like speaking of like DD versus DDD, a lot of people, I remember when the deck first came out, where people were like, are DDD monsters considered DD? And it's always been like kind of a point of confusion with the deck, and I can understand why. But DDD monsters contain DD, so they are DD monsters. There you go. Kind of weird, right? That's Yu-Gi-Oh for you. So we're gonna see him scale up. Go ahead and go for a pendulum summon after using the Griffin, I think, scale effect there, and then scaling the Cerberus. Now going into Wave Caesar into Marksman Tell. Go ahead and burn the opponent now to negate Gilgamesh. So kind of evening out the life points here. Just getting the Marksman Tell out on the board now to go ahead and potentially, get it in the graveyard either by linking it off, or in this case we're going to see him use Cerberus. Attempt to destroy it. And then we're going to go ahead and see him activate a Ragnarok in the scale after we've seen Ash burned on the Marksman Tell. Interesting point to Ash there, but I guess he really wasn't given a better spot to Ash. Ash really isn't like super fantastic against this deck unless they leave with like, I don't know, Kepler. But like I said, like Ash isn't too fantastic. We're gonna see him just fusion summon for D-Arc, and using that Swirl Slime and Copernicus, go ahead and bring out the D-Arc, and we're gonna see him use their scale effect of Ragnarok here to revive one from the grave when a DD or DDD is summoned. He's gonna bring out Griffin. And he'll lose 1,000, but since D-Arc is on the field, he'll actually gain the 1,000, putting him back up to 8,000 here. Griffin's special summon is going to go allow him to have a DD, a DD card or Dark Contract. So go ahead and add the Headhunt. Really, really strong interruption, especially against a deck like Spright, or even just like Tri-Brigade, like just stealing their monster and negating its effects. Or getting a level 2 off field, so it turns off all the sprites in hand. And the synergy, people are probably wondering, like, oh, what's the synergy with Spright and DDD? Well, Kit happens to be a level 2. There you go. That's the synergy. And then we're going to see him go ahead and bring back the Lamia and Synchro 8 for Siegfried, Curse King Siegfried. So Baron, Siegfried with the Headhunt set. So nice little 3 interruption board there. Nothing crazy. Nothing super insane. Say about run-of-the-mill for the DDD strategy. Speaking of level 2s, there it is, Kit. We'll see him commit the normal summon here, and I wouldn't be shocked, if he's going to go ahead and just frame one, activate the Headhunt here to take that, put him on Extender, put him on normal summon. If he has the Crash, he can easily negate with the Baron de Fleur. And it's also going to turn all the other Spright monsters off that he had in hand, too. I think I saw at least a red in hand, maybe something else, but that's going to be game 1. DDD taking it rather quickly here into game 2. Quick shot at 2 Imperium Duelist, guys. Don't forget to check them out at the link below. Don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. So we're going to see our Spright player here lead with Foolish Burial, dumping Kit, and we're going to see Kit dump Nerval. Nerval's going to go ahead and, I believe, add another Kit, and we're going to see an Artifact Lancia. Not really a card you see in too many side decks, but my man Partho is strapped with the Lancia. That's going to come in clutch here to turn off the Tri-Brigade part of the deck, but he does have Spright Blue. And Spright Blue is an inherent summon, much like the rest of the Spright monsters. If you control it level/rank 2 monsters, you can special this card from your hand. And then discard, especially when you get a Spright monster from his deck to his hand. So it looks like he's going to go for Spright Red. which is a monster negate by attributing another level/rank 2. And then we're going to see him go for Gigantic Spright effect, detaching for effect. Go ahead and summon a level 2 monster from the deck, and it also locks both players only to be able to summon, what is it? Cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for level/rank/link 2 monsters. Pretty good. So no Gamma, because it has to summon the driver. Yes, Gamma is a level 2. And is being played in some pure Spright decks for E-Tally targets and just a going second card. But obviously you need to summon out the Gamma to be able to resolve the driver to summon out the Gamma, right? You need to be able to resolve... You need the driver to be able to resolve the Gamma. I cannot speak. My apologies. Yeah, getting those words out there finally. So yeah, shutting off Nib, shutting off Gamma. Very, very good card here. And getting another extender out of the deck. We're going to see Jet add the Smashers. Nice little form of interruption there. We're going to see him go into the Spright Elf, which is going to go ahead and revive the Jet. And that's going to allow him to basically, if he wants to a monster negate live with the red, he can tribute off something that isn't the Elf here, because you want to keep Elf on board for follow-up if at all possible. So we're going to see our DDD player lead with a copy of Dark Contract. That is going to go ahead and add a copy of the Swirl Slime. And then it looks like we're going to see probably an immediate fusion summon here. Now, one other thing, too, that people forget about Spright Elf is that whatever it points to cannot be targeted, I believe, by opponent's cards. You cannot target monsters this card points to with card effects. That's strictly applied to the opponent. You cannot target cards that it points to with card effects. So kind of good. You know, helps you know, if your Toads are summoned in the zone that it points to, or whatever, like any of your interruptions are in the zone that it points to, like they're just, you know, now immune to targeting. So really strong. So we're going to see him fusion summon for the High Flame King Genghis. And now it looks like we're going to see him go ahead and use Spright Elf to go ahead and bring out Gigantic Spright. Interesting timing on that. I'm not sure the exact reason to go ahead and bring out Gigantic Spright there, but we're going to see the Swirl Slime go ahead and banish itself to go ahead and summon out a monster from the hand, a DDD monster. So it's going to bring out the Copernicus. And looks like we're going to see the High Flame Genghis effect activate and the Copernicus effect activate. I'm assuming that, well, it depends on, we'll see what Chainlink 2 is here depending on what the Ghost Ogre hits. And looks like we're just going to see him probably Ghost Ogre. I'm assuming Chainlink 2, yeah, Chainlink 2 has to be the fusion here. So is he going to chain Spright red, and then we're going to see him chain Droplet, sending off the High Flame King to go ahead and negate the Elf, or not the Elf, the red. So the High Flame King Genghis will resolve, summoning out the Rage. Very, very strong card to have here going into this board. Can basically tribute, I believe, a monster, and on resolution applies one of the following effects, and they're all pretty good. Yeah, tribute one other monster, apply one of these effects until the end of this turn. You don't tell your opponent what effect you're applying until the card resolves. And I believe here, I remember overhearing, he said your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in the spell and trap zones, and that's what he was going to declare. So in response to the activation, not the resolution, obviously, he's going to chain Spright Smashers, and he will get rid of the Gigantic Spright and the Rage. And now he's going to choose to still, at resolution, lock down the back row. Whatever that remaining back row is going to be locked down. He did see, you know, Tri-Brigade cards, so maybe trying to play around a possible Revolt. And we're going to see him go into the Deus Machinax. Attack over the Elf, because you want to get rid of that, because it'll clear the follow-up that it potentially gives. The other set was a tanky, so a bit of a bluff, but, you know, could have been worse, right? Zeus is going to wipe the field, put his opponent on top deck. But he does have, I think, at least 3 beasts, wing beasts, etc. in the grave. So Tri-Brigade plays are definitely on the way, especially with discarding Fractal. We're going to see discard Fractal, discard Kit. Well, not discard. Send Fractal, send Kit, send Nerval. Nerval effect to go ahead and add. And we'll see what he picks up here. A copy of Karass. Karass is Karass a level 2 as well? I thought it was just Kit. But if Karass is also a level 2, this is making a lot more sense. Spright Tri, man. Spright Tri. And we're going to see him normal. Yeah, it is a level 2. Wow. For some reason, I thought it was a level 3. I don't know why I thought it was a level 3. I mean, it would be kind of cool because, like, Fractal is a 4, Karass is a 3, Kit's a 2, Nerval's a 1. Like, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'd be kind of cool if they did that. But 2 level 2s. Guess you can't complain there if you're a Spright enthusiast. But DDD right now having no interruptions, no known interruptions at this point. We're going to see him go ahead and activate the Karas and accidentally summons Spright Elf. I think he accidentally grabbed the wrong card there. They're both Link 2s. So yeah, obviously, you know, Karass can't summon Elf. Summoning out Farigit, and then now linking the Farigit and the Karass into Elf. He'll get the draw and put back effect of the Farigit, and then he can go into the Elf since it just takes 2 monsters, including a level / rank 2. I think so. Pretty sure that's all it takes. And now we're going to see the Elf go ahead and revive the Kit. So he can revive a level / rank 2. And he can go ahead and use Kit effect here to go for Shureg. And again, this Spright Elf is protecting from things like Valor and Imperm, which are typically like, and even like Ghost Murmur, which are typically like problematic cards for Tri-Brigade to deal with. So Spright stuff kind of helping to make the Tri-Brigade engine a little bit more robust to hand traps and things like that. That targeting interruption that normally shuts down their normal summons, their extenders, right? Like Imperm and stuff, making it a little bit more difficult to deal with the deck in that sense. I also just wanted to double check to make sure Spright Elf doesn't lock you into like level / rank 2s. But it does not, which is nice. So the Shureg here is all fine, which for a second I wanted to double check before I went any further because I didn't want to be like illegal Shureg, but perfectly legal there. Allowing to get rid of the Zeus, get in some damage, set a card, and pass turn here. We're going to see our DDD player rip a contract off the top, or at least what I assume to have been a top-decked contract there. Really strong card to have at this point. Our Tri-Brigade player definitely up in card advantage here. He does have the Spright Elf to be able to bring back Spright Red, which will be a monster negate, by attributing off the Kit, which will again trigger its effect engrave to go ahead and send. Nothing engrave here for our DDD player to work with. Looks like he will go ahead and add a copy of Copernicus off of the contract. And looks like on resolution, we're going to see him activate Spright Elf. He'll chain Droplet, though, sending off the contract to negate Elf, allowing this Kepler, or Copernicus rather, to go through without interruption. We're going to see him dump a Necro Slime. He knows that's his last card, and he has the Called by the Grave. My man always has the Called by the Grave. Joe is literally strapped always with the Called by the Grave. All right. On to a Game 3 situation. Also a reminder, if you guys are shopping on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link to their site down in the description of all my videos. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel and helps out a ton. So we are into a Game 3 situation here. Obviously, DDD opting to go first, leading with Dark Contract, adding a copy of Griffin. Then following that up with the Swirl Slime, sending off itself and Griffin to go ahead and summon the Genghis. Swirl Slime Graveyard effect to bring out Night Howling. The Night Howling effect will go ahead and attempt to revive the Griffin from the grave. And maybe a potential response here from his opponent. Yeah. Night Howl says, when this card is normal summon, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard special summon. Okay, so he's not using Howling there. He's using Genghis, because Howling only gets effect on normal summon. And then the Griffin will get brought out. And it looks like the Griffin gonna get impermed here by the Tri-Spright player. Is that really what you want to imperm? If this card is special from the graveyard, add a DD card from your deck. I don't know if that, I just don't know if that's the move. I feel like you want to 100% imperm the Gilgamesh there. Might be unfamiliarity with playing against DDD. I don't know how much experience my man Joe has at playing against the DDD deck, but I don't know if I would imperm that. I feel like Gilgamesh is always a strong choke point. Like, I feel like you can never really go wrong with imperm on Gilgamesh. Either way, we're going to see him Pendulum, summon out a Griffin. Use its other effect, discarding a contract to draw. And then we're going to see him go into a Caesar. Probably going to go into Marksman Tell here, as a standard. Detaching Griffin to negate the Gilgamesh, burn the opponent for 1,000. And then we're going to see him link off the Gilgamesh and the Tell into a second Gilgamesh. It'd be cool if, like, there was, like, 3 DDD links that all, like, did pretty much the same thing. Had slightly different stats, but had, like, completely different artwork. Because it'd be really cool, like, if you could link, like, one Gilgamesh and, like, a Tell into, like, another Emperor, right? Because they're all, like, named after, like, Gilgamesh, you know, Genghis, all these different names, Alexander. Like, just be able to link into, like, different Emperors, I guess. Maybe one be, like, a link 3, one be, like, a link 4. Really, really cool if they did that. They keep, like, upgrading the more you, like, link them off. And I think that's the 3rd Gilgamesh right there. And I really like how Gilgamesh can be made multiple times in a turn to kind of trigger your summon effects, like, whenever you need them. Or you can even go ahead and use things like Machinex for a quick Xyz change to trigger something like High Flame King Genghis or a regular Genghis or Ragnarok, whatever it may be. Really, really cool how that that Link monster added to the deck as a whole. But we're just going to see him end on the Machinex, which is live. The Field Spell, which is, like, honestly the final boss of the end board. Dark Contract with Patent License is an insane card. It says if your opponent special summons a monster or monster of the same card type, Fusion Synchro Xyz Link as a DDD monster you control, except during the damage step, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Also, while this card is on the field, your opponent cannot special summon monsters with the same card type as that special summon monster the rest of this turn. So he can shut off links, he can shut off Xyz, he can shut off fusions, and Machinex is strapped with 2 forms of interruption because he does have a contract, and then he can detach 2 to take another. Yeah, really, it's like not a super strong board right now, but like it's definitely enough. So we're gonna see him normal summon Kit, and then inherent special summon of Spright Red, and then Spright Starter. First time we're seeing that card. Basically, literally E-Tally for sprites, but you do take damage equal to the attack of the Spright monster that you summon. So we're going to see him summon out Spright Blue effect. To go and add a Spright monster from the deck to the hand. And looking at Jet. Or no, going for red here, Carrot rather. I'm really glad they still called it Carrot. They didn't change it to something else. Very weird that it's called, like, there's like red, blue, Jet, and then there's just Carrot. Very strange. I don't know. I don't know whose idea that was over Konami, but it's just interesting choice of name. Then we're going to see him go for the gigantic Spright, and looks like on that summon, we're going to see him use the field spell effect to burn him for 1,000 and lock him out of Xyz monsters for the rest of this turn. And, yeah, it's pretty good. No Zeus here, no Sky Cavalry. Nothing like that. But it looks like we're going to attempt to see him maybe use Carrot here to stop the field spell, since that is a spell trap negate, by sending off another level / rank 2 or link 2. And we're going to see him chain the Machinex to attempt to steal the Carrot. And then we're going to see him chain red to negate the Machinex. And that's all just one big chain link there. Regardless, the Kit will hit the graveyard, allowing him to dump Nerval. Because I don't think Gigantic Spright is an on-summon effect, if I'm correct. Yeah, during your main phase, you can activate this effect. So you're doing it on the summon, so all that big chain link playing out there. We're going to see him also get to a copy of Tanky, which is really strong. So that can allow him to make, you know, a possible Karas play here much more viable. Getting extra cards to hand. Spright Engine doing a lot of work here to help play through this board. And as expected, there's the Karas discarding the Fractal. But does he have enough to potentially push through the board here? Now, he did have to use Spright Red to stop Machinex one time, but Red states that it negates that monster, like that specific effect that it's responding to. It doesn't negate the whole card's effect like an Imperm or a Veiler does. It's not worded that way. So this Mach X still technically is live, and our Tri-Sprite player will have to still play through 2 Snatch Steals. Mach X does not negate, but it does attach the monster to it. And he will have 2 attempts to take here. So he's going to go ahead and use Caress. Paying cost. Got to pay the cost first. He will chain Mach X to take, getting rid of the contract so he does not have to attach to. Now, of course, the Caress will still resolve, because, again, it does not negate. So he's going to go ahead and summon out probably either Bearbrum or Farigid here, or going for a double Dragon Lords. This will force it, but again, like, not gonna do a whole lot here, because he still will lose the double Dragon Lords. He's gonna go ahead and send the tanky with Lords, chain Mach X to attach it to it, and then, you know, it'll attach, then Lords will resolve, you know, bouncing the Mach X since he sent the tanky, and our Tri-Sprite player will pass turn there, and, you know, basically see if his opponent can get the job done this turn. He does have Swamp King. That's a pretty good start. A couple of cards, I think 3 cards in hand too. So we're going to see him start by banishing Gilgamesh and Night Howling to go for the Flame King Genghis. That'll trigger High Flame King Genghis to go ahead and revive the Griffin from the grave. That'll trigger Griffin effect to go ahead and add a DD card from the deck to the hand. And yeah, I mean, that field spell kind of traded very, very well on the opponent's turn. Very, very well. So we're going to see him go ahead and add a copy of the DD Swirl Slime. Then we're going to see him activate the Vice King Requiem in the scale, popping the Swamp King to go ahead and summon it, and then going for the Vice King, or not the Vice King, going for Mach X, and that is just going to be game in the battle phase. Under 5 summons there, I believe, because 1 was Genghis, 2 was Griffin, 3 was Vice King, 4 was Mach X, and I think that's just enough right then and there. So we're going to see DDD take it over Tri-Sprite. These post-POTE decks getting a beating here, but, you know, it is still very early on in the format to, you know, make any assumptions yet. These decks are very good. People just need a little bit more time with them. So that's going to do for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And last but not least, a huge thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Pony Stark, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HCH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and generous support of the channel.